Hello, yes, another Commander Lucosa video. This one completely unplanned, and as you can see, I'm back in the Elite Dangerous 1.3 beta, which has now been updated to beta 4. Now, to be honest, I haven't been playing this a great deal. The last time, or the last video I did, where I finished in Ben Libya in the Cobra, and as you can see, that's exactly the position I'm in now. That was the last time I actually played it, and well, therefore, that's why I'm in this particular position. And the reason I haven't been playing it, well, there's actually two of them. Firstly, I didn't want to be playing the beta too much because I don't want to be burned out on it by the time it actually goes live, and yeah, I don't want to have all the progress that I've made in this then completely gone. So I consider it a bit of a waste of time. But the more I read about 1.3 and the more I learn about it and the more that I see for myself while trying it out, the less I like it. Now, that's not to say that 1.3 is a complete disaster. There are some things that are okay. In fact, there are some things which are pretty bloody good. I really like the improved sound. I think that the improved audio is excellent. One area where Elite Dangerous has always been pretty good is in the audio, and in 1.3 it just gets even better. So I've got no problem with the audio. Graphically it seems to be a bit better, although I don't like the whole having to almost looks like it's charging up the shaders or something with your graphics card every time you start it up. I don't think that's really necessary. So I don't know if that's going to stay when 1.3 actually goes live. I also like the new bulletin board missions, the smuggler specific ones, the mining specific ones, etc, etc. There are quite a few new ones there. I like the fact that we've got some new commodities. Only two, admittedly, Paynite and Osmium, but nevertheless we've got some new commodities. Actually no, there is a third one. There's that salvage core thing that you can get. I would imagine they are extremely rare though, so I wouldn't be, trying to deal in those too much. I'm sure there are other things like, oh yes, of course, the progress bars next to your combat, trader and explorer rank, that's extremely useful. Definitely in favour of that. So there are definitely features in 1.3 that are good. There are also features in 1.3 that are not good. Not good at all. Okay, we'll get the obvious one out of the way first. The two new ships are extremely disappointing. A lot of players by now, especially if they've been playing, since the game was first released, and I still believe that that is the vast majority. I don't think there have been a huge number of new players since then. Most players were following the game during beta. They haven't just stumbled across, upon it now. So therefore they progress quite a way through, even if they're just a casual player. I mean, I know some casual players who barely get 2 or 3 hours a week, and yet they're still on the verge of getting hold of an Imperial Clipper. So releasing new ship after new ship that is all in the same sort of price bracket and are all aimed at the same sort of player level, such as the Vulture, then swiftly followed by, well, okay, the Further Lance is a little more expensive, but they are two very specific ships. You've got the Diamondback and the Imperial Courier, which seem to be fairly similarly priced, seem to be pretty unspectacular because they seem to be aimed towards players who haven't got very far. And of course we were supposed to be getting ships that were certainly aimed towards people who had progressed quite some way, whether it was the Federal Corvette or the Panther Clipper. They've mysteriously disappeared, and Frontier Developments have gone mysteriously quiet about them. Frontier Developments staying quiet is hardly anything new. You know, one of the biggest problems with them is the fact that they almost never say anything. So there's all this wall of complaints about some feature or other, and they never say a fucking word. It does not help the situation one bit. It's not good PR, and it doesn't do their reputation any favours whatsoever. And let's face it, Frontier Development's reputation at the moment is not that good. So the new ships are a massive disappointment because, you know, they're not that good. They are further saturating a price point and a player's level point, which is already, you know, already has a glut of ships and doesn't need any more, but they've been given 2 more anyway. Then there's the Powerplay content itself, and for once I actually went onto the forums. First time I've done that for a while, and I was looking through the 1.3 beta thread. I have not seen a single post there from anybody saying that they think Powerplay is a good idea, and it's not that surprising because if you have a look at it. Now, I've clicked on the wrong fucking thing. I want to click there. Now, these ratings here. Rating, I believe, okay, so it's rating 3. This is where you have this unlocks access to prismatic shield generators, blah 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 blah. But you'll notice there, in the top 50%. So, if you are not in that top 50, you're not going to get these. And it's the same with any other ones. So if you're on rating 4, so you have these 10 preparation nominations, whatever the fuck they are, 25 power commodity allocation every half hour, yeah, whatever the fuck that is, I don't know. But you'll only get that if you're in the top 25%. Rating 5, you will only get it if you are in the top 10 players. So 25 preparation nominations, again whatever the hell that is, 50 power commodity allocation, yeah, whatever that is, 100% increase to influence reward in controlled / exploited systems. Whatever the influence reward is. But you will only get that if you are one of the top 10 players who have pledged to this person, which is a ridiculously small number of people. So why would you even, you know, try when the odds are so monumentally stacked against you for getting here? It also means, of course, that if you are a Now, a casual player, you can forget all about getting that, because you're just not going to put the time in. In fact, I would even say the top 25%, you can forget all about that. Because if you can't put the time in, there is no way you're going to be able to make that. Because this is an ongoing thing. It's not only lasting for just, you know, a certain amount of time. This is going on right from the moment 1.3 starts. So those people who play it long enough to get into the top 25 are the kind of people who are going to be playing it on and on and on and on and on. So casual players are never going to be able to get to there. So if you are a casual player, no matter which of the 10 people you pledge to, you can forget all about rating 4 and 5, because you are never going to get there. And in the case of some, if you are a very casual player, rating 3 may well be, you know, out of it. And that's one of the ones that gives you, you know, the faction specific weapon or shield or whatever. I say it's a shield in the case of this one. So you're basically looking at rating 1 and 2, and that's about it. So that's awful. On top of that, something else that will affect you while you are playing a power play is also now affecting you in your reputations. Now you will notice there that I have red arrows pointing downwards, because my reputation with the Federation and the Empire is going down, and it's going down constantly. And this is possibly the one thing that everybody hates about 1.3, is the reputation decay. So you can spend weeks, months, however long it is, building up your reputation with the Federation, the Empire, the Alliance. But the instant you stop doing that, it's going to start going down again. So it's like, I mean, take for example my reputation with the Empire. Now I've been doing that for months, and in a matter of, I think it was either the second or third day of the Elite Dangerous 1.3 beta, the reputation decay meant that my rating with them had gone down from ally to friendly. So you've got to spend all your time building that back up again, and then trying to progress and actually build on what it was before that decay then started. Casual players are going to be spending all of their time catching up on the reputation that they've lost. They're going to find actually improving their reputation nigh on impossible, because the rate decay means that it's just going to be, well, losing it all again, and then some. Now, it doesn't even stop there. Like I say, this is one, you know, unquestionably the most unpopular of the new features, I use the term advisedly, in 1.3. No one on the forums or anywhere likes it. Everybody has said, get rid of it. And Frontier Developments have now essentially proven to even those people, even, you know, the brown noses on the forums who will constantly praise Frontier Developments no matter what, and are going to vote down this video again because I'm daring to criticise it. Frontier Development said, okay, in the updates to the beta, I think it was when it went to beta 3, it may be this one, the beta 4, we've slowed down the rate of decay. That's not what people asked for. people were saying, get rid of it completely. No one wants it. And Frontier Development's answer to that was, we've slowed it down. Now, I know that I still get a lot of brown nosers watching my videos. I fuck knows why. I do everything to, you know, make sure that they know I detest them just as much as they detest me, because I dare to criticise their game. Now, one of you just try and justify that. No one wants it. Frontier Developments know no one wants it. And their solution to it is, we've slowed it down. Not, we've listened to your complaints and have got rid of it because it is so unpopular. No. They've kept it, but they just slowed it down a bit. That's all they've done. So in its current state, it means that, like I say, every time you log in, if you're a regular player, you're going to have to start by trying to make up for some of your lost reputation before you then go and build on it. And in Powerplay it's the same thing. Although it's brand new, you've got to keep on, essentially you have to work. It is a grind, it is a chore. But if you want those other features, you know, those faction specific features, you have to do it. Because the instant you stop, the decay comes in and all the work you had done becomes worthless. It all just disappears. And now there's no cooperation between players if you're playing in open play, because if you do that, if you help someone else out, they might get into that top 25% or top 10 or whatever. So it now means it has forced everyone into an every man for themselves frame of mind. Because if you help anybody out, the only thing you're really likely to do is, well, make it more difficult for yourself to get these new features that you want. Now, if Frontier Developments are doing the same thing as they did with previous betas, then 1.3 will be going live on Tuesday. I don't think there is anybody who thinks that 1.3 is currently in the state where it should go live on Tuesday, because at the moment it is massively, well, actually it's not even massively divisive. It has everybody against the major changes. No one likes Powerplay. No one likes this decay of reputation. And if Frontier Developments do implement it, well, I think there's going to be some sort of near fucking revolution on the forums. And, well, Frontier will then find out that well, they'll find out just how loyal the brown nosers that they think they have in their pockets really are, because all you have to do is implement a feature this unpopular and is this vehemently hated, and you will see that even the most hardened brown noser will turn his back on you. Keep on ignoring your customer base, and let's face it, this is far from the first time Frontier Developments have done this, is ignore what their beta testers and their customer base want. and go ahead with it in some fucking bloody minded way, it's gonna backfire on them. It's about fucking time that Frontier Development actually started listening to the comments that the beta testers were making, and either, well, they've got to scrap the reputation decay, because it's just fucking ridiculous. And they have to seriously change a huge number of aspects of Powerplay, because at the moment it just does not work. It's a fucking joke. Will they do that? I am highly doubtful they will. But it doesn't alter the fact they need to. So there you go. 1.3 does a few things right, but does a huge amount wrong. And if it's released in its current state, then Frontier Developments are going to piss off possibly 90% of the Elite Dangerous community. And that really will be a dangerous thing to do. And if they do that, will they survive? Probably, but their reputation will not be worth a squirt of piss. So I'm hoping that 1.3 is still a way off going live, because as it stands at the moment, if it goes live like this, I would advise everyone to not touch this game with a fucking barge pole. Anyway, I think I've made my point, so this is Commander Lucosa saying, go away.